Hey guys, Chief Nicholson here. I hope everyone's doing okay today, and glad to be here speaking to you today. Of course, Chief Nicholson, I have Community Risk Reduction Coordinator Mark Stone here with me. Today we're going to discuss our radios and how we use them. I've asked Mark to join me in doing this because he has some very interesting questions that he's asked me before, and also still has some questions about our radio system. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about our portable radios and Mark. So, what are some of those questions that you have?
Thank you, Chief. One of the things that I worry about, and I know that as a new recruit, people are going to worry about, is accidentally keying up the mic. I know it's very official and all that kind of stuff, and I just wonder if there's any way of being able to lock that down to where I don't accidentally hit it with my chin if I'm wearing it on the strap or whatever. Is there any way of being able to do that?
Now, there is not, and I say again, there is not a way to lock either the button on the portable or the key up button on your lapel mic. So you do need to watch at how you wear it and how you carry it for sure. But you can lock the buttons where you can't get off the instant channel you're supposed to be on or such like that. And I'll be glad to show you that.
Okay. So to tell the new recruits, basically, you just have to kind of get, after you've been wearing it a while, you'll get better and better at not keying it up. If I do key it up, is it a huge deal? Accidentally?
It's not, but we don't want to get in the habit of doing that. We want to make sure, because one, it has an identifier on there. Dispatch is able to see the identifier, who it is, or which portable it is. Also, it can interfere with our communication on the fireground and things. And we want to make sure, if it's just a key up, that it's not somebody that's in trouble or needs help or something like that.
Okay. So you can't lock the side key that keys up the mic, and you can't lock it at the actual handheld mic or the shoulder mic if you're wearing it as a strap.
Right.
But you can lock that keyboard. Can you show us at this time how to do that?
Absolutely. I'll be glad to. So we were talking about how we're not able to lock the key up button either on the actual portable or the lapel mic. However, you are able to lock the channels and banks to make sure you don't swap or accidentally hit a button. And by doing that, if you turn your radio over on its side, you push the top button, the button closest to your key up, and it's going to tell you lock. So now if I come up here and if I accidentally bump any of this or bump this, either bank or your channels, I'm locked.
Chief, thank you so much for showing us that. Now, my next question, I guess, would be, we have two entities that we work for, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We have Cheatham County Dispatch
Right.
and Robertson County Dispatch.
Correct.
When they dispatch a call to us, how do we know which channel to go to on the radio to be able to listen to the traffic and find out what's going on?
Right. So let's start with Cheatham County Dispatch. So Cheatham County Dispatch is automatically going to be a PV fire incident channel. Now, if we're responding automatic aid, mutual aid with another department that we're dispatched with them, then we're going to swap over to their channel. Automatic aid is going to be Ashland City Fire. Mutual aid would be like Pegram Fire Department, Kingston Springs Fire Department.
So in other words, if Ashland City gets a fire and they page it out to us because we're going to be running mutual aid with Ashland City, then we would tune into the Ashland City channel.
Right, exactly. And we'll go over that, and I'll be glad to show you how we changed that to the Ashland City Fire channel.
Awesome.
I just want to show you this right here. This changes your banks. So this goes to Humphreys County, PV. We have a PV VFD RC bank, and that has the Pleasant View with the Robertson County channels in it. There's the Cheatham bank, which has every agency within Cheatham County in it. So let's go back to the PVVFD RC and address the question. I just wanted to show you the banks on how we do that. and they're combined in the PV VFDRC bank. So if we were responding automatic aid with Ashland City Fire, you would come up here and just change your top button to AC Fire, INC, which again stands for incident. And of course, if you go through these, PV Fire Incident, RC Fire, RC Incident 1, RC Incident 2, Incident 3 RC, Fireground, Incident 3, Incident 2, Incident 1, AC Fire, and then back on our Fire Incident channel.
Awesome, Chief. Thank you so much for showing us that. So I guess my next question would be that on our Pleasant View channel, there is PVVFD, and then there's Pleasant View INC, which stands for incident, I think. How do I know which one of those channels to tune into?
Right, and you are correct. PVVFD INC, that's Pleasant View Volunteer Fire Department Incident Channel. That's a pre-assigned incident channel for us. We will be using that channel anytime we respond in our district within Cheatham County. Now, we do have a PVVFD channel. That is a private channel. However, in that you can talk back and forth to one another from truck to truck, person to person. However, you also have to remember that PVVFD channel is monitored by dispatch. So be careful in what you say there and what you do. So
okay, so we've discussed how we would switch to Ashland City's channel if it was an Ashland City fire, a fire call that came out in the Ashland City district, and we were running mutual aid with them. Automatic aid. We would automatically go to the Ashland City Fire Channel. And the same thing with any of the other counties that we have on our radios that are close to us, Humphreys and whatever other
Dixon, and we'll go through those banks.
Awesome.
I'll show you how to use those banks.
Awesome. But earlier we were discussing how we actually work for two different entities, and that is Cheatham County Dispatch and Robertson County Dispatch. So what about Robertson County? What's different about them rather than Cheatham County?
Well, there is a difference, and I'm glad you brought that up, because in Robertson County, when we're paged out to on our fire pagers, is where you're going to have to listen up, because they're going to assign us an incident channel if we're responding with EMS, EMA, White House Community, any other fire department within Robertson County. We're going to be assigned a incident channel. If it's us and another agency, we will be assigned a Robertson County incident channel. Now, if it's just us responding in Robertson County, just the Pleasant View Volunteer Fire Department, then you will stay on the RC Fire channel.
Awesome.
And I'll show you how to go through that now. Now, Mark, let me show you what I was meaning by the difference in a bank and a channel. Your banks, you're going to change here. Again, that's the District 7. We have 7 different counties programmed in our radio where we can actually have interoperability with Humphreys County, Stewart County, Houston County, Dixon County, Montgomery County, and of course Robertson County. Interop is a channel that we can go to where everyone can talk, and I'll go over this momentarily also in the next take. Then you got your Cheatham channel, conventional channel, and then your Cheatham incident channel. But going back to our PVVFDRC bank, which covers both counties for us, Cheatham and Robertson. If you go to Robertson County Fire, that's where I was talking about. We're going to respond with that's a channel. When I turn that over, that's a channel. Robertson County Fire, of course, is Robertson County. Robertson County Incident 1, that's a channel. We're going to be responding with another agency, EMS, law enforcement, etc. Robertson County Incident 1. Robertson County Incident 2, Robertson County Incident 3, and that would be it for those in Robertson County.
So I know these guys are going to do like I did and feel a whole lot better after hearing this radio thing that we're talking about, because I was just lost when it came to the radio when we first got them. So what are some other great features about the radio? Can you show us some of those things?
Absolutely. There are some great features about the Kenwood NexEdge radio in here, and I'll be glad to show you. Just come closer here, and I'll be able to show you what we're talking. I'm gonna go to a bank here. Let me go over some different features, some different times that we may use some different channels that we haven't talked about it again. Banks, channels. Changing the channel, changing the bank. Okay, so if we go to the Cheatham County Bank, not the PVRC Bank, but the Cheatham County Bank itself, you have Pilgrim Fire Incident, Kingston Springs Incident, AC Incident, PV Fire Incident. PVVFD, which we spoke about, was our private channel. PV Citywide, that can be used with the, that's just got the countywide law in it, or excuse me, the Pleasant View City and Public Works, and the fire department in it. Countywide law, of course, is all of Cheatham County Sheriff's Office. And some of these DC NexEdge channels, we won't ever use those. You have an events channel. We have used those before. Remember, those are monitored by dispatch also. Fireground channel is designed to, if you have an incident channel that's overloaded, the incident commander of the large scale incident, say we're going to swap over to the fireground channel for on a large scale incident of a structure fire or any other large scale incident. EMA channel, Ashland City ER, Cheatham County EMS, Incident 3. So you do have incident channels in each bank, again, your banks. So Incident 3, Incident 2, Incident 1. Sometimes dispatch will make you, ask you to go over that if our incident channel is getting overloaded. They will request that we move over to an incident channel. So, now if I go back here to the bank, I want to show this here too. If you go to Cheatham County, that says, again, let me go back one more time. Cheatham County Conventional, that's what that means, conventional. Cheatham County Conventional, that's sometimes our paging system will go down. And dispatch will let us know from time to time they may have to do an upgrade in the dispatch center. Our paging system just may go down, a tower may go down or something like that. That's where you're going to have to grab a portable and you're going to have to carry it, and we're going to be paged out on a backup, one of these backup channels. And they'll tell us north backup channel, south backup channel, but more than likely we're going to be on the Cheatham County north backup. Something else I want to show you is a very nice feature on here that I use quite frequently, is on my interop channels. This is where if Montgomery County's coming into us, if Montgomery County's coming into us, Dixon County's coming into us, Stewart County, all these channels, we can talk on this like a walkie-talkie. I always try to use 42D or any of these UTAC channels, UTAC, 41D, 41, 42, 42D, 43, 43D, 44. All those are just they work like a walkie-talkie. It has a certain range that you can talk to. Again, be careful because dispatch can monitor these UTAC channels, but it's very good to have so you can use those channels on a fireground scene where your trunking system is not always searching. Another thing, a feature here is people ask about the sight lock and things like that. I don't ever sight lock my radio. I always just let it scan. That way, if I'm going through Ashland City, it's going to pick up the closest tower. If I'm going through Pegram, it's going to pick up the closest tower. If I go through Kingston Springs, same thing from Robertson County, it's going to pick up Sango, wherever we're going. Another cool feature is this other side button over here. You know, the top button actually locks, and you hit it again to unlock. This does your sight channels, which again, I would probably never use that. Again, I would not sight lock my channels. If you hit this home button, it's going to carry you straight back to whatever your home channel is, which is your PV fire incident channel. With that being said, that's pretty much the overview of the radio. One more thing is these do not work. The emergency button, the only agency that they work for is the Cheatham County Sheriff's Office and our city municipal city officers' radios that they carry. Now there are a couple of things that I do want to go over that I want to make sure we're doing as a fire department, and how we should be taking care of these radios and doing what we need to do. One, clean them up after your use. If you get in from a structure fire or a vehicle fire, we're supposed to be deconning. Decon your portable radios also. Make sure you take a wipe them down good before you return them back into your proper chargers and the bank chargers at whatever station you may be at. Secondly, don't leave them laying on the ground at the fire or any incident we're at, and lapel mics are getting stepped on and dropped on the ground, and mud is getting all trapped inside the lapel mics or inside the actual portable itself. And thirdly, make sure that after each shift, let me back up, before the beginning of each shift, that you come in, check in with the shift commander, grab the proper radio in the proper seating position that you're going to be riding in, and at the end of your shift the next morning, make sure you return your radio where it's supposed to be. And finally, I'd like to say that we have changed the way we've done. We've developed a new system with our radios. We hope it works out good for you the way that you have it. And I'd like to take a moment and really thank Mr. Chief Mike Cooper for helping us out and getting this organized, and for us all coming together to try to make a common good out of the situation that we have. I hope you enjoyed this training going over the portable radios. I hope you learned something. This will be on our online training, so you'll always be able to go back and watch it, and our private YouTube channel, just to help you refresh your memory. If you ever have any questions about things like this or anything you may need, please reach out to me. I'm here, and I'll help you out in any way I can. Hope you're all doing well, and have a great day.